So let's straight go to our political face-off. Is the Modi government targeting Rahul Gandhi's Yatra? Should COVID norms apply to all parties, all Yatras, all rallies? Is the COVID fight now once again in danger of getting caught in politics? Sanju Verma is the BJP spokesperson. Supriya Srinath is the chief of the Congress's social media team and Congress spokesperson. Appreciate both of you joining us. Supriya Srinath, to you first. I want to understand, is the Congress party's objection to the letter written by Mansukh Mandaviya asking you, urging you to observe COVID protocol during the Bharat Jodo Yatra, or because you believe that you are being singled out? Let's get this very clear. COVID demands certain protocols when you are in large gatherings. If the Home Health Minister is reiterating that, what's the problem?
So thank you very much for having me on your show, and we do hope that each one of us stays safe. There are two things that I want to say upfront, because I think viewers need to know the real picture and the full picture. This letter written by the Health Minister Mansukh Mandaviya is not something that elicits from him. This letter is based on a letter that he received from the Rajasthan BJP MP PP Chaudhary. And remember, Rajasthan is where the Yatra was, and which is why a copy was also sent to the state's Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot ji. So truth be told, this letter actually emanates from a letter that was written by a BJP MP in Rajasthan who has no issues with a certain Padyatra that their own chief, Mr. Punia, Satish Punia, is doing, who has no issues with a rally that the Prime Minister, addressed in Tripura 2 days back. This actually tells us that the BJP is rattled. The BJP is rattled with the Bharat Jodo Yatra. You look at the kind of fake news that is being spread. You look at the fake narrative that they're trying to set, and this is one such narrative again. Having said that, please remember 2020 and 2021, and also remember at a time when COVID was peaking in this country, the Prime Minister was too busy toppling a democratically elected government and organizing Namaste Trump. We are not reckless people. We cautioned the Prime Minister then. We will take every adequate precaution. But I do want to say that a party which authorizes its social media head to tweet a fake video of Rahul Gandhi alleging that somebody else was tying his shoelace, whereas it is now amply clear that no, Jitendra Singh Alwar was tying his own shoelace, I want to ask, will the party apologize for this fake news? Will the party's president apologize? Will the Prime Minister who's authorized this guy apologize? No, they will not, because that is how they function. They are rattled by the Bharat Jodo Yatra, and there is no other reason why that letter has been written. Because that letter should actually go to several other quarters, including social and religious events that are being held.
No, I want to understand.
But those letters are not going there.
Supriya Srinath, I want to therefore understand, are you saying that if a similar letter is written to all parties, then you will accept that COVID protocols have to be maintained and maybe the Yatra has to be suspended if you cannot maintain them? Am I clear? Whether it's on masking, vaccination, social distancing, are you very clear about that? If tomorrow it turns out that the BJP or the Health Minister rather writes to the BJP leadership in Rajasthan, says no rallies for the next 15 days, are you very clear then that the Bharat Jodo Yatra will also be suspended?
No, Rajdeep, this is not just about a letter. Absolutely, we will agree with every protocol. But I think as a citizen of this country, I want to ask my government, what is the situation on COVID? Because we were told till a week back by the same BJP people that we had won the war against COVID. There was no issue. If you actually sit on a plane today, you don't even need to wear a mask. No protocols necessary. Everything else has been suspended. So I think the question that one would ask is, when there is no protocol anywhere else, the government has to actually come out in the open and clarify that is there a COVID problem looming large? Are there new protocols?
Okay.
Are there new protocols? If there are no new protocols or laws and regulations, why should we be signed out? I think that's a very valid argument that I'm making.
Let me take that.
Is the government worried about COVID? And if they are they making new protocols?
Rajdeep, may I come into the debate or should I walk out?
1 minute, ma'am.
May I come into the debate or should I walk out?
I would really want to know that.
Okay, let Sanju Verma, who is getting a little hot under the collar. No, let her respond. Sanju Verma, You know, the health minister, just a minute ma'am, the health minister writes a letter to Rahul Gandhi urging him to observe COVID protocols, cautioning him about the Yatra. There is a Jan Akrosh Yatra going on in Rajasthan of the BJP. No such letter seems to have been written to your BJP leader there, Satish Punia. The Prime Minister, no less, addressed a large rally in Tripura, where clearly there was no social distancing or no COVID protocols. Those are some of the images we are showing of the Jan Akrosh Yatra of the BJP. How is it that only the Congress, the Bharat Jodo Yatra, suddenly is singled out to observe COVID protocols, while other rallies or BJP-led yatras do not seem to face the same concerns? Are we saying that COVID is only following the Congress party?
Rajdeep, that was such a lengthy question, and I have seen you've given the earlier panelist a full 8 minutes.
Not 8 minutes, 4 minutes.
I just need 5 minutes. I need 5 minutes because I know you're not going to give me the same amount of time. I need 5 minutes to nail the bluff of the Congress. First and foremost, what has Mansukh Mandaviya said? Has he asked the Congress to abdicate its Bharat Jodo Yatra? No. It simply said you need to follow COVID protocol, failing which, since this is a public health emergency, the Bharat Jodo Yatra will have to be disbanded. There is a very clear demarcation that protocol needs to be followed, and if Rahul Gandhi is a responsible citizen, which is what he claims he is, then why the halablu? Let him follow the COVID protocol and carry on with his yatra. Second point, you know, this whole narrative about Pradhan Mantri was in Gujarat, Pradhan Mantri was in Tripura. Rajdeep, don't mind. Do you remember in 2021, ahead of the West Bengal Assembly elections, it was held in 8 phases. There was a huge hue and cry in the media. Why is BJP still campaigning at the height of the COVID second wave? BJP, taking the moral high ground, decided not to have public campaigns in the last 3 phases of the West Bengal polls. Did Trinamool Congress follow suit? No. Did the Congress follow suit? No. But Rajdeep Sardesai never had a debate on that. He was busy having rasgullas given to him by Mamata Banerjee, which is a different matter altogether.
No. You are now mixing issues. Please do not resort to personal attack. No, ma'am. You must first be very clear. Please do not spread fake news to the audiences. Remember, even while COVID cases were climbing, no, just a minute. Even while COVID cases were climbing, the Prime Minister was holding rallies during the Bengal elections, and that was COVID 2.0, which was far more serious. Now go ahead.
Are you the anchor or the panelist?
I am the anchor and I will ask you questions. I will ask you questions unlike other anchors.
You will ask. Rajdeep Sardesai, can I tell you something? You know, instead of Mansukh Mandaviya, if the roles had been reversed and there was a Bharat Jodo Yatra by somebody from the BJP, what would have been the headline of Rajdeep Sardesai? BJP, appeasing voters. BJP fails to check COVID. BJP netas don't give even a wee bit of attention to the welfare of our citizens. These would have been the screaming headlines.
Ma'am, you're not answering my simple question. Why is no directive being sent to all parties? Should the BJP not also get directives? Yes or no? Simple question.
Let me come. No. You don't give me these ultimatums. The debate was not on fake news, which Supriya Shrinet started talking about. And let me tell Supriya Shrinet, first your Rahul Gandhi kept saying Chaukidar chor hai, Chaukidar chor hai. He is so shameless even after Supreme Court telling him do not use that language. This man continued. Meenakshi Lekhi had to file a PIL.
Ma'am, can you answer my question please? Can you answer my question? Is there a directive for all gatherings? Ma'am, just a minute. Is there a directive for all gatherings or only for Bharat? No, Supriya Shrinet, 1 minute. No. Supriya Shrinet, 1 minute.
भैया गाली वाली मैडम चुप हो जाओ.
Ma'am,
आपका काम है गाली वाली मैडम चुप हो जाओ.
Ma'am, I'm asking you a question. Will you answer it, Sanju Verma? Is the directive for all parties or only the Bharat Jodo Yatra? Then I'll come to Supriya Shrinet. Supriya's voice to be lower.
That's a very important question.
Please
let me answer now.
Please answer.
Rajdeep, that's a very important question. Let's be very clear. Without getting into tutu meme, COVID protocols will have to be followed by all parties, irrespective of Gandhis, non-Gandhis, Khadges, whosoever it may be. alerts have already been issued on,
why have no letters been written to Mr. Satish Punia? Why have no letters been written to Satish Punia? Why were no letters written before the Tripura rally of the Prime Minister?
You are not a Congress.
No, you're not answering my questions. When you don't answer my questions, I will ask you.
Facts. Ranveer, can I finish? What's your problem in life? Can you sometimes at least pretend to be an anchor rather than being a Congress spokesperson? Thank you so much.
No. Don't make these absurd allegations. You don't like being asked questions.
You know, the problem
You're
with
too
you
used to anchors who don't ask you questions. I asked you a simple question.
Are you
going to answer the question? Are you going to answer the question or not?
I said I'm answering. You're going on
Please
heckling me.
Please answer it.
Stop heckling. Stop heckling. Stop heckling. Thank you. Will the COVID protocols apply to everybody across the board, cutting aside political, ideological differences? Yes. Have COVID alerts been issued? Yes. On a random basis, COVID positive persons, their samples will be sent for genome sequencing. We've already started that in Maharashtra. Bengaluru and Delhi airports have been sounded off in terms of, alerts for any kind of incoming international passengers, not just Chinese passengers. I just want to say one thing, a lot has been said, Rajdeep, in 30 seconds, that, the BJP failed, Prime Minister Modi failed. Do I believe Rahul Gandhi? Is he a health expert? Is he an epidemiologist? Is he an immunologist? Is he a health worker, a frontline worker? No. Do I believe David Malpass, the head of World Bank? Do I believe Chief Economist Geeta Gopinath? Do I believe UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres? Do I believe Bill Gates? Yes. What did they all say? India under Narendra Modi is a textbook case of how one of the world's largest and fastest vaccination drives was carried out in a brilliant manner. Do we need a certificate from Rahul Gandhi? No, we don't.
Okay, your 30 seconds are up. Your 30 seconds are up. Your 5 minutes are up. Producer, now we move to Supriya Shrinit. There will be no crosstalk. Supriya Shrinit, let's be clear. As we've seen in the past, both in 2020 and 2021, precaution is the way forward. If the health minister is sending you a precautionary note, accept it, ensure COVID protocols are carried out and carry on with your yatra. That's what is being suggested.
So two things before I go any further. IMF and World Bank are being vouched for here. IMF and World Bank should also be believed when they downgrade your growth 3 to 4 times in a single financial year. 3 to 4 times is how IMF and World Bank has downgraded India's growth. I hope it will also be vouched for. So this selective outrage on one hand and not on the other, not acceptable. I am all for protocol being followed, but this is what I'm asking. Has my government, has the Indian government issued a COVID protocol? There was none issued till I sat on this show. Has the Indian government told the public that there is a renewed threat of COVID and they need to wear masks in public, or there could be a lockdown, or schools could be shut down, or lesser people need to be in markets? I don't see any protocol. I don't see any notices. I see no information given to the public. So this tutu meme between the Congress and the BJP is not going to ensure that our citizens stay safe. You can have selective outrage against the Congress, but please take the citizens into confidence and don't have the Tughlaqi Farman lockdowns that you had the last time around.
Okay.
And let me tell you, you may not believe Rahul Gandhi, but Rahul Gandhi way back in Feb 2020 warned you that a tsunami of COVID is coming. तब आप नमस्ते ट्रंप करा रहे थे और मध्य प्रदेश की चुनी हुई सरकार गिरा रहे थे. तो यहाँ पर आकर प्रिटेंड मत करिए. जब वैक्सीन बनानी थी तो दीदी ओ दीदी कर रहे थे बंगाल में. Do not come and pretend here. Okay. You are here to do a job.
Can I?
That job is to ensure safety of citizens. I am all for following protocols if my government announces them. And if it applies to everybody across party lines, we have no objections whatsoever to follow protocols.
Okay.
And we will. We are far more responsible than the reckless BJP goons.
So therefore, I will ask you one last time, Sanju Verma. Can you please tell me, airports are overcrowded. Masks have been made optional in these places. New Year party is no restriction. We are having G20 delegates and various meetings that are going to be held over the next few weeks. We've just come out from one election campaign. We are going to go into another in the Northeast. Are there any COVID protocols Or is it that Mansukh Mandaviya suddenly woke up this morning and decided to write to Rahul Gandhi based on what a BJP MP from Rajasthan told him? I ask you again, where is the letter? Can you show me a letter that is written to Satish Punia, who's also carrying out a yatra in the same Rajasthan? That's where we all want COVID protocols, but they must be for all.
May I come in, Rajdeep Sardesai?
Yes,
you did not allow me to enter her. No, I need my time.
Please show me the letter. Please show me the letter.
Rajdeep, can I please finish? Rajdeep, please don't heckle me. Very humbly I am saying that. COVID is a dynamically evolving situation, and Rajdeep Sardesai and Congress goons know that as much. Because Supriya Srinath said BJP goons, so your Rahul Gandhi, Pappu ki chamchi, please don't use uncouth language, though that is expecting too much from you. Now let me tell you one thing. Since COVID is a dynamically evolving situation, the government will keep abreast of what is happening and likewise inform citizens. N.K. Arora, who's the head of NTAGI, which monitors COVID on a war footing on a day-to-day basis, he actually said, Rajdeep, that we need to be vigilant. We need to be careful.
He said don't panic.
Need to be fearful.
He told me, he was on my show last night. I am glad you used Dr. Arora. He was on my show last night. He said there is no need to panic. He said there is no need to panic. No, ma'am. Dr. Producer, can you bring that voice down? I want to tell our viewers, Dr. Arora was on our show last night, Ms. Sanju Verma. He said there is absolutely no need to panic. It's one thing being vigilant. There is no need to panic. This letter suggests sudden panic. Where are the COVID protocols for all citizens?
I want to come in on that. But you know, the problem, Rajdeep, is that you're so like an eager kindergarten kid. You're so enthusiastic when it comes to, haggling with Sanju Verma. You forget that you're an anchor. Let me just say one thing. You know, दीदी और दीदी पर आप बोलते हो, आपके राहुल गांधी की धज्जियां सुप्रीम कोर्ट में उड़ाई थी. चौकीदार चोर है, चौकीदार चोर है. याद है 2019 में मुंह की खानी पड़ी. 2014 में मुंह की खानी पड़ी.
I'm not interested in the past. No, 1 minute. Producer, bring down the volume. I will ask you one last time. Can you tell me, Sanju Verma, what are the COVID protocols that have been put in place for airline passengers, for New Year parties, for G20 delegates? Can you tell me? Can you show me one piece of letter with clear COVID protocols, yes or no?
The leadership of Narendra Modi. Rajdeep, just tell me one thing. Do you know more than the current epidemiologists in India? Are you a health worker? Are you a doctor? Are you in government? Will you decide the COVID protocol? Rajdeep Sardesai, do you agree? You first answer one question. Do you agree Narendra Modi's government brilliantly managed the world's largest and fastest vaccination drive? Will you agree to that? Will you agree to that as a journalist? We managed in just 18 months to give more than 200 crore doses, which covered the entire adult population.
I asked you a question. I asked you a question. Can you show me the... Ma'am, I didn't... Mr. Modi and the government certainly deserve a lot of praise for various aspects of the way COVID was tackled. But you're not answering my question. Where is the COVID protocol for holiday season? I'm going to leave it there. Okay. Okay. Supriya Srinath, Sanju Verma, life as a news anchor. My blood pressure keeps going up at times like this. Thank you both very much for joining us. If you know a doctor to handle blood pressure, do let me know.